Places and activities we undertake on a daily basis has an impact on the environment. Whether directly or indirectly, everything we do affects nature and the people around us. IBER Africa Power is cognizant of this, and it has put in place mechanisms to ensure the environment is well protected.
IBER Africa has taken considerable measures to ensure that IBER Africa conforms to the air quality measurement and regulations. Our engines have been designed in a way that they conform to the IFC Environmental Health and Safety Guidelines as per the Pollution Abatement Handbook that requires all thermal power plants to conform to guidelines related to sulfur dioxides, nitrogen oxides, CO, and also greenhouse gases such as CO2. In addition to that, maintenance team has continuously carried out maintenance activities through planned schedules, adherence to strict schedule with the maintenance plan that is related to predictive and preventive maintenance services. During such services, they use approved OEM parts. This assures that the quality of the equipment conforms to these standards related to air quality. The operation of our plant is in such a way that it conforms to the manufacturer's specifications related to operations of the plant. Several procedures have been developed internally, and technical instructions related to such operations are constantly followed. Any modifications related to operations are communicated by the manufacturer to our operations team, and this is constantly followed by the team to ensure that these changes are applied in our organization. When it comes to waste management, IBER Africa has put in place waste management procedures. First, it has taken actions to minimize its waste generation. Second, IBER Africa properly handles its waste. And thirdly, disposal of waste in a responsible manner. Some of the waste is reused, e.g. some spare parts are reconditioned and used as spare parts. We also recycle waste such as timber and make use of this during our services. Hazardous waste that is considered to have some calorific value is incinerated for heat recovery by our partners like steel manufacturing companies. IBER Africa aims to be a zero discharge plant. To this end, IBER Africa has designed and installed an effluent treatment plant that recycles effluent from its processing. We use part of this water for cleaning, gardening, and ablution throughout the plant.
To mitigate the adverse impacts of climate change on our planet, IBER Africa has embarked on an ambitious project to be carbon neutral. We have partnered with local government agencies and communities in reforestation and afforestation activities to reduce our carbon footprint. This is an exciting project for IBER Africa. We are going to plant over 500 hectares of degraded forest land with species like podocarpus, oak, and cedar, and many other indigenous species. In addition, we will plant fast-growing bamboo in the same area to accelerate our journey to being carbon neutral. And this is just the beginning. Watch this space.
I'm here today to talk about our electrical safety, what we do as a plant, how we generate the power, how we distribute it, and how we try to mitigate against any and all accidents. You can see our switchyard where we feed in power from the generators at 11,000 volts, which is stepped up to 66,000 volts. At that point, we transfer the load to our customers, who is Kenya Power. Given the high level of the voltages that we're working with, this is a very risky environment to be in. And so we must make sure we take all necessary precautions to ensure that the work here is done safely. We have procedures in place on lockout and tagout. We always try to make sure that all work that we do is done with safety in mind. we always apply the 5 golden rules. We make sure we don't work on live circuits. We have to verify that the circuits are completely de-energized. Over and above locking out and preventing against accidental energization of systems that are under maintenance, we do the lockout and tagouts, and we also apply the earthing principle to make sure that the systems are safe and discharged and ready for working.
Power from the engines is evacuated to the switchgears through the substation to KPLC. From the engines, we have power coming through the generators to these cabinets. Power from generator number 21 comes to this cabinet. Generator 2 brings to this one, 23 and 24. After the power comes to this section, we have an outgoing feeder, which has also a circuit breaker, which takes the power to our substation, which has an outgoing transformer, which steps up the power from 11,000 kilovolts to 66,000 watts. The same happens on the other side between G25 and G27. Power comes from the other side, then through this feeder, and it's taken out through our transformer number 22, which also steps up the power from 11,000 volts to 66,000 watts, which goes straight to KPLC. As a team, we've also come up with a simple rules to guide us as we follow the work permit instructions. And it's called the eyesight. I stands for identification. First, we identify where are you working at. I'm working at the substation. We also identify which equipment you are working on. If it's the transformer, what part are you working on? Then from there, you go to point number 2, which is S. You switch off all power supplies connected to that equipment. Then number 3, you do isolation. The isolation will also require you to do some lockout and tagout to just ensure that no power can be connected at any given moment. For the testing of the voltage along the bus bars, we have a tester which is connected to the telescopic insulated rod. But before starting the job, you have also to test the tester itself. Secondly, we have the earthing equipment. It's our CME. When we want to perform these jobs, sometimes you need to verify if the PP you are using are also in good condition. For example, if you are working with a rubber ground, just put in an air test. Just bring it near to hear if there is any air leaking. If it's in good condition, it's good now for you to work with it. We have also this arc flash jacket. In case there is an hazard of an arc flash, this will be able to reduce the effect which might be caused by the arc flash. We have also an helmet with a face shield, safety boots. They are also rated at 20,000 volts. When you are carrying out your tests on the lines, you need to step on the stool to ensure that you minimize your contact between you and the ground. Lastly, we have our rescue rod. In case one is entangled with the electricity, this is the rod we use to rescue a personnel. A cable cutter, just in case you are not able to reach our switch, we can use this to cut the conductor and ensure that there is no any power supply going to anyone entangled with the electric or power lines.
My colleague has explained from our engines, this is where we have our bus bar, which has the 11 kV. Now from here I take you to where we have station transformers that have the 11 kV.
to research, every 3 hours someone dies from a fire incident. While some die because of exposure to fire, others are due to inhalation of poisonous fumes from hazardous materials, also known as asphyxiation. IBER Africa recognizes fire as being the greatest safety risk for the company, the employee, and its environs.
IBER Africa Power has adopted a prevention mechanism, train fire marshals every year. Number two, the company has done a fire risk assessment and identified all the fire hazards that we have and come up with the action plan to ensure that in case of fire, we are able to extinguish it in the shortest time possible. Precaution number one, ensuring that we eliminate all combustible materials in an area where we have the presence of fire or sparks. Here we have a fire dose equipment. In case we have fire in the transformer area, in the engine room, even in the MV room, that we are able to use a mixture of foam and water to extinguish fire. We have clear fire assembly points, one at our main entrance, and the other one is at West Gate. These assembly points are clearly marked and they are well defined. We also have a sophisticated fire alarm system that is able to prompt us. If we have a fire in any area, we are able to respond when and accordingly. This is a very important room as far as fire safety is concerned, because this is where we have our fire pumps. In case of a fire, we need fire pumps to build enough pressure so that we use that water to extinguish fire. Besides me, we have fire electric pump panel. We have two pumps that are in parallel. In the event that one pump is electrically energized, the other pump is used if we don't have electricity. It's a fuel-fired pump. This system is always pressurized so that in case we have fire, we can readily deploy high pressurized water to fight fire. All the time, we are ready to deal with fire incidents when and if they occur. To maintain the pressure within the system, we also have a jockey pump that will always ensure that the system is constantly pressurized.
We have our breathing apparatus that we use in case of fires or anywhere we have limited oxygen to help us save our colleagues who might be troubled or even to evacuate a place. We have our head immobilizers that come hand in hand with our stretcher. The head immobilizers help us to hold the head together. Just in case somebody or the victim has injuries with his neck, we use this one in combination with the stretcher. We also have the burn gel equipment. It will assist us in administering the first aid to them. We also have our fire extinguishers. We have various types of fire extinguishers in our emergency room, the carbon dioxide. We also have the water, portable fire extinguisher. And the other one is also carbon that we have. This one, we use them when we have fires that can be put off by that size of fire extinguisher. We also have blankets, various sizes, and also various types. We have another one that we call the all-weather blankets that will help us put out fire, even help our victim. We have various water cannons that we use in our firefighting system in our place. There are various types. We have this type and we have this type also. This is more advanced. It has a shield that can shield the people who are fighting the fire, and it can also do the jet to reach where the fire is.
I would like to appreciate the organization for what they have done, especially when it comes to equipping us with the firefighting equipment. I believe you've seen in our emergency room, we are well equipped to be able to tackle any form of fire. What we have in our emergency room is enough for us to be able to contain any form of fire to be occurring within the organization. I would like to appreciate the company, what they have done.
everything we do affects nature and the people around us. IBER Africa is cognizant of this, and it has put in place mechanisms to ensure environment is well protected. All departments are assigned specific protective equipment as per their job description.
The company ensures its staff are regularly trained on how to deal with emergencies.
Safety is not just a component in IBER Africa Power. It is its DNA.